Hi, let's walk through how to create as an SSL certificate to be used with PaperCut on a C558. The first thing we'll want to do is log into the device's web page as the administrator. Your password could be 1 through 8 or 1 through 8 twice. Once we're logged in, let's go to the Security tab. And there's, in the case of a new machine, there may be a certificate already there. What I like to do is just I'll just remove it and just start from scratch. So just click remove. Now it's gone. You don't need to reboot the machine when removing the certificate. So I'm going to remove it and start over. So I've just said OK to that. So now there's no certificate. I'll just create a new one, a self-signed certificate, and say OK. And we can just fill the blanks in with whatever we need here to fit the parameters of the environment. I'd like to do the maximum time period here as 3,650 days, and we can leave it at the default encryption key. Say OK, and this is going to create their certificate. And now we get a confirmation that we can use SSL in conjunction with our other apps. So we'll just click OK to that. Now just breezing through the rest of the settings in the security, we need to go to SSL settings and make sure it's enabled for both user and admin. So that'll come on here in a second. So the key here will be just to switch where it says none and apply admin mode and user mode. And you may see a prompt that this is not secure, so we'll just go to advanced and add the exception. And that'll get us through. Now we're completed here. You can just say OK and continue on with the process. The other part we'll need to do is go into the protocol settings on the left and enable a couple check marks here. So what we want to do is the TCP socket needs to be created, so we just click create on that and OK. And we're also going to need to do a couple more. We'll want to do Open API. Click create, OK. And we'll know it's created when we're back on that screen. We'll see an asterisk in the appropriate column next to the row of that category, right? I also like to do a remote panel, so we just click create there and OK. Remote panel will help us do troubleshooting and seeing the screen for the user perspective from a remote computer. So now that that's done, we can go over to the Network tab and enable Open API, use SSL for Open API. So we go to this section and we switch this to SSL only. Click OK. We'll get the confirmation that that was completed. And there'll just be a couple more settings to do. Under TCP socket, turn that on. And here you'll see a prompt that, to reboot the machine, but I found that that's not necessary. So I just click OK, and we'll get back to this page. Another setting I like to configure is for the remote panel. So by going to remote panel, we look at remote panel server settings, and we'll want to turn that on. And that port number can be changed, but the default is fine. That will let us see the panel through a browser. So we'll just click OK on this. And that's ready. So we are now ready to, we'll just log out. We can now push PaperCut to the panel of this device, and we'll be able to check that with the remote panel. So let's see what that looks like. Here I am logged in on my PaperCut server of version 17. So I'll just go to the devices to create an integrated device. I'm going to go to create a new device on the right. And my options here, I want to do a Konica API 4. And I can give it, I'll just name it the device model, give it a name. And there's the IP address that I need. I would just type it in if it's not there. Username we're going to need is admin, and then I'll need the admin password for the device in question. All right, and we're going to probably want to enable the print release too. And then we'll just need to tell it what queue we're releasing from. So, at this point, we're ready to push the panel to the app. So by just clicking OK, that will allow us to see the configurations. So the trick here is to click swipe card to enable the authentication app on the panel. And optional if you want to allow a PIN number. And when we're done here, we're just going to click apply. And we'll do OK at the bottom. The thing to watch here will be that it starts up normally. So go back to the device and just look for the status, and you can just, there, it started, right? So we can just refresh to be sure. So to see what that looks like on the panel, so to check to see what that looks like on the panel, I will just switch back to my device. And the URL I'm going to use here is to get at the remote panel is port 50443/panel/top.htm. And if you might get a prompt about the connection, but we're just going to proceed anyway to add that exception. And that should load. There we are. This is what the panel now looks like. So we know that that device I just created is now working on the panel for card swipe. Thank you for watching.